Okay, Hariam.
Okay.
Good evening or good morning. Kalimera to everyone. So this is lesson number two of level two of the Shiatsu professional course. So last time we did a basic introduction on everything, which is mainly, was an historical introduction and also, a little introduction about different literature, different books you can draw information from. It's not an easy task, but it is possible to that deepen maybe later on at a later stage, to deepen your understanding. It's also quite nice to have one or two books of ancient philosophy in your library, so that you can draw things from, and deepen your understanding of TCM. So today we're going to recap on a couple of things, so to make it a little bit more clear. And I'm gonna hand you over to Sabrina. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So we can start. Um, Last week we spoke about one important principle, which is yin and yang. We saw the difference between yin and yang. I hope that everyone has understand which are the difference. But I want to explain why these concepts are important. In a yang, how we can use these for to understand what happened to a person. Yin and Yang are part of diagnostic principle, and there are eight diagnostic principles which are the most important. And now we can see this, and maybe we can understand better what's mean yin and yang. We saw that yin means a quality which describe a dark quality, cold, receipt. We saw that it's feminine quality. In the first way, I wanted to explain you why the yin is feminine and why the yang is masculine. The yin is feminine because the feminine has the sexual organ which are inside and receive the fluid of the man, which has the genital out. So it's more young than the man. Then the man is very, how you say, it's very fast. It's very, he move a lot. It's very strong. He has his muscle are very strong, but not in the woman, which is less strong. It's you say more. How you call it? She thinks a lot. She's quiet. So this is a very big difference between one and the other. But if we think to the diagnostic, we can say that the first quality is yin or yang disease. So if the problem is more inside, it's more you say you have it for a long time. It's not
Chronic. Chronic.
scusa?
Chronic.
It's chronic, sorry. Yeah. And it's cold. It's a very down problem. The young problem, it's the different. Maybe if there is the fever, there is it's not so. I say before chronic. It's
Acute.
acute. Yes. So this is the first difference between two problems. So we can divide it in and yang problem. Then there is heat and cold. Okay, heat and cold describe the nature of the disorder. So if we have the fever, we have thirst, the red face, dark urine, it's a heat problem. So it's more yang. But if it's cold disorder, we have aversion to cold. We have the pale face, and the urine is, you say, clear. Remember, if there is heat, usually the urine and the liquid has a bad smell. This means that there is a heat problem. Then there is another quality, which is excess or deficiencies. These are important because it's not describe how many energy we have, but if this energy is be able to respond to the disease and how this response is. If if we have, for example, a strong pathogen, we have a severe symptom and the body respond very strong. But if we don't have enough energy, it means that the body can't respond to the problem. So maybe we have weakness of blood, for example, of qi. And this means that the blood doesn't nourish and the yin doesn't cool and the qi doesn't support. And we have a chronic disease. And this is very important. In Shiatsu, we can speak about Kyoe Jitsu. It's similar, but it's not, you say, for all the chi, the blood, and all the substance, but it's referred to the energy of the meridian. Then there is the final one, which is interior and exterior. In this case,
Okay, so just to recap, okay, just to make it a little bit more clear. So you may have a very strong, aggressive pathogen, okay, but the energy, the substantial energy of the person is not strong enough to counteract, to fight the pathogen. So you have a depletion of energy, of chi, and also a depletion of blood, okay? And so the disease, the disharmony, it may as well go deeper inside and become like a chronic state, okay? And then she mentioned, this idea is very similar to Kyojitsu, but the idea of Kyojitsu, I mean, for people who don't know, Kyo means little energy or a lack of energy. Okay, and jitsu means excess stagnation of energy. But Kyojitsu only determines the energy, quantitative energy. Okay, it does not apply to blood or other substances. So when we talk in shiatsu, in Zen shiatsu, we talk about kyojitsu, we define the amount of energy in the meridian. Okay, because in Chinese medicine, then we can use other terminology to define, blood and fluids and heat and cold, But in Zen Shiatsu, Kyojitsu only defines quantity of energy. Okay.
Okay. And the last one is interior or exterior. This quality identifies the location of the disease because it can be deeper, so it's arrived to the organs. And then it can be chronic, of course. Instead, if it's exterior, it's a location only in the sky, in the muscle, and it's a yearly stage. It's not a chronic stage. So it's important to start to understand the difference between yin and yang, because it's the base to understand what's happened in the receiver. Okay? Then everything is okay. Okay, here it's always the same. We just speak about this. Okay. Okay. Then another things important is the human rhythm. Okay, before to speak about this, do you remember the difference between the Taoism and the Confucianism? Somebody remember? Okay, in the Taoism, it's important, the rules, the principal rules is living in harmony. There is some noise under. Okay. Okay, it's living in harmony with the nature, respecting its law. Okay, so the four rhythmic, the four season becomes very important in this philosophy. In the Confucianism, we saw that it's more important to live with other people. So it's important to have an order, an education and discipline, law. And this philosophy becomes very important, the five movement. We saw the number. Okay. Oh, go. Okay. We saw the next week the importance of the number. We saw the number 3, the number 1. It's the only irrepeatable, the town, the first energy, which make all things in the world. The number 2, the yin and the yang, the 3, it's the manifestation. Now we can see the 4. The 4 means to have a form. The number 4 gives a form because it gives the 4 cardinal points. So they give the place in the world. So what is important in this philosophy? It's here it's important to understand what's mean to live with the law of the nature, to live with the nature. We can make an example. For example, we have one the spring. In the spring, we can see that there is the wood. What's mean? In this period, the wood is more important with the organ liver and the visceral, how you say vescica biliare? Sorry, bilia. eh, no, I don't remember. I forget.
Gallbladder.
Ah, gallbladder. Okay,
Gallbladder.
sorry.
Gallbladder.
Okay, gallbladder. Okay. Okay, why? Because the spring, it's a period when where the energy outwards and the liver need to be free, to be detoxified, to be how you say, yes, it's to be free, because in this way he can control the rage. If it's work too much, he can't control the rage. So in this way, in this period, it's important to have a good liver. It's important to modulate the energy of the liver. And how you can do? For example, you can do with meditation, with yoga, with walking, with a good element. But what's mean this? If the liver it's too strong, he can create some problem to the lung. Okay, and if he created some problem, it's if the liver is hyperactive and disturb the lung in autumn react too much to the wind and the dust with serious respiratory symptoms. Is okay? Because in the lung is not it can defend the body. Everything is okay. I show you.
Sorry, I cannot follow with this liver and lung. Sorry.
Okay. The liver is the principal organ in the spring. Okay. In the spring, the liver, you say,
Can be hyperactive.
Control. Yes, the
spring,
energy.
the liver can be hyperactive. Okay. So sometimes, when the liver is hyperactive, can create problems in other elements. Okay. So hyperactive liver and wood energy, the spring is related to wood. And when it's hyperactive, it can invade the metal energy. But you'll understand later on when we show you the cycle of control and rebellion. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what you mean. What you're saying, Sabrina? No, the rebellion cycle.
Yeah, we
Okay,
saw.
so you understand later on. She was just giving an example. So when the liver, it's a very important organ. So the liver, very often, you can get really, really hyperactive, really stuck, and create problem either on the digestive system, or it can create problem in the metal element where the lungs are. So especially in the autumn, then the lungs can be more sensitive and more delicate, they can be invaded by dampness and cold. That's why we get more kind of seasonal complaints like flu and cough and things like that.
I do another example. Maybe you can understand better because here I try to understand why it's important to live under the law of the nature. And so it's important. For example, in the winter is the period of the water, okay? And the organ is the kidney, and the organ is the kidney. What's mean water? The water is an in element, okay? It's the most in element because it's inside. So the kid needs to rest, warm, and moderate activity because we are in the winter. In the winter, there is no action in the nature, okay? Everything sleep in the winter. Okay, now we can things not in the year, but we can things in a day. So we can say the spring is the morning, the summer is the midday, then there is the metal, it's in the evening, and the winter is the night. Okay, we say that the night is the winter when you say the kidney needs to rest, warm, and moderate activity. So, what's happen if we don't sleep? Okay, I do an example. During the night, for example, you know that it's important to sleep, but not sleep only, but sleep well, because if we are not relaxed, we can create some problem, for example, to the spine, because during the night we have a process for which we can I say help the vertebral disc, I say disc, vertebral disc to nourish the vertebral disc. But if we don't leave the tension of the muscle, we can create some problem to the spine. So the winter, the night, there is the good sleep. Okay, so what we say for the year, for the spring, we can see for the day. And if we think to people, the farmer, all the farmer, I say ancestral farm, in the spring they work the heart. In the summer there is the food to keep, and so in the winter they start in the autumn they start to put everything away, and in the winter they don't work. Okay, but if we think to us, maybe we work more in the winter instead that in the summer. So we are not living under the law of the nature. Is okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the fourth season. Then
Sorry, then one more thing, because there is the below all the different seasons you see then yang in the yang. That means then the element in then the yang organ or muscle or what is then the yang in the yang, or the yin within the yang, or
okay. So no, we say before the difference between the yin and the yang. Okay, we say there is the maxim yang, which is the maxim hot, which is the fire. Okay, so it's yang and yang, because Everything has two quality, okay? Here in the metal, we start to become to the yin, because there is the yang up and the yin down. Is okay? The fire is yang, the water is yin, it's down. Do you remember the number 2?
What it means, like, in the south or midday or summer, you have the maximum expression of the yang energy. Then,
Mm-hmm.
as you move to the right and you come to the autumn, the yang start to move into the yin. So that's why you have yang yin movement. And then you
Mm-hmm.
get to the north and the midnight, you have the maximum expression of the yin energy. And then as you
Mm-hmm.
move to the left, to the east, the yin moves into the yang.
Ah, yeah, okay, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I can
here in
follow.
the
Because
spring,
there is always a smooth transition. There is never like you switch off and
Mhm.
on, that everything melts into the other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
do you
Okay.
remember what I say about the highs? Nothing is totally yin or nothing is totally yang, but everything transforms in one side and the other side. So when you have the maxim of the yin, the highs, you start to have the yang, because
Mhm.
if you touch the highs, you burn. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah.
so
Okay.
in the maxim of the yin, you start to have the yang because it's circular. Is okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Yeah.
means that one is becoming to the other one. The heart is in the middle because it's transform. So it's join everything. It's the middle, the center. Okay? It's modulate the energy of the other one. Okay, can I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yes, here there is right the same things and the difference of the movement. So we saw before water movement depth into the pelvis. Remember, we spoke about the kidney. Okay, heaven, the movement of externational things. What you do in this period. Okay, fire, earth, and this is explain what we say before. It's the same. Okay. Now we are arrived to the 5 movement. What we say before is expressed by the word movement. Some people call these 5 elements, but it's wrong because it's not only an element, but it's a movement because it's a circular movement. Okay? In fact, what's wrong here? Okay, it's circular. What mean this? It means that every one is important like the other one. There is not one more important than the other one. Okay? And this picture show you how one movement generating the other one. We say that each movement is the mommy of the other movement. We can start where we want. It's not a problem. We can start from the wood, for example. We say that the wood generated the fire. What's mean? The fire to exist necessary of the wood. Okay, so the wood nourish the fire. The fire created created the heart. When he burned the tree, created the heart. Okay? Inside the heart, we find the metal. If the vapor touch the metal, become water. And then in the water, there is the metal. Okay? It's okay? The water, of course, gives life.
The wood.
Sorry?
The water nourishes the wood.
Yes, gives the life to the wood, nourishes the wood. And it's a circle, okay? So there is no one most important of the other. And this is calling Shan circle. So generating Shan cycle. Okay. Each movement, okay, we say this. Okay. Okay, we can see what's mean each movement. We can see the movement in the word, but we can see the movement in the body too. Okay, I put here because here I can't read because I have not to. Okay, so the hood in the word is the germination of a seed. What's mean? The wood, it's the heavy that the seed has to come up. So it's important to have this force, okay? Because you have to come up, you have to stay in the world, you have to say, I'm here, okay? In fact, it's the growth of a plant toward the light, and it's the beginning of a project or a process. What's mean that with the hood, we can project something, okay? We can see in the future, and later we'll understand why. In the human, it's the impulse to begin, to live, to begin, to start, to become, how to grow, okay? And it's the motivation. But to do all this, you need a movement. In fact, the wood, but particularly the liver, is connected with the movement, muscular movement, but with the tendons too. Is okay? Because they are necessary to move in the world. Everything is okay? Okay. In fact, we can say the wood is the initiation of movement. And it's the spring. The fire. If we start to see the chi is the manifestation, the expansion, cioè the fire expands, okay? The expansion, sorry, of the life. In the summer, there is the expansion of the life, flower, food, fruit, and so. In the human is the expression of the emotion. In fact, the emotion we'll show later is the joy. Here we find the heart. The heart, it's important for the blood and for the blood circulation too.
Sabrina?
See?
We're still on the slide of wood. Can you
Oh,
change
sorry.
it?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. We have the heart.
Forse le lettere che mi scrivevi parlavano di questo.
Okay, the heart. The heart is the structuring, the transformation. What means? In the heart, we have the stomach and we have the spleen. What do the stomach? The stomach receive the food and start the digestion, and the spleen transform the water received from the stomach into the chi, into a kind of chi. Is okay? And the heart, I told you next time. Okay, if you go back, sorry, it's not very quickly. Okay. Okay, I told you next time why the heart is in this position. It's in this position because it's a transition. It's a transition between the fire, the explosion, and between the metal, where the energy go down. Okay? It's the autumn. Here it's the summer. It's between the explosion and the element where the energy starts to go down. If we go directly without the heart, it's a very strong, it's too strong for the chi to come between the maximum of explosion to the inside. Okay, so it's important to have a transition where the heart is perfect because there is the transformation and there is the reorganization, the transition. Okay, so this is why the heart is in this position and not in the other. Okay. Okay, it's it's interesting to see this phrase. It's important for the digestion of the food, but we don't eat only food. We nourish ourselves with the food, but with the experience too. So the heart, it's important to assimilation, the experience. For example, the stomach, we say that make the first choose. What means? The meridian of the stomach start in the ace. Why? Because when we want to eat something, before we look the food, okay?
It starts in the eyes.
Eyes,
In the
sorry.
eyes.
Sì, start in the eyes, sorry. It's okay. Start in the eyes, okay? And because
It's
before...
the first choice. The first choice.
The first choice is the stomach make the first choice. So he decide these things I eat or I don't eat these things. Yes, I can eat this food. Perfect. Then he make the first digestion, and then the food go in the spleen. And the spleen decide if transformation this food or not, but and for experience too. But sometimes our food stay for a long period in the spleen because she doesn't know what to do I digestion this or not I digestion this. What I can do, I don't know. I think I don't know. So she ruminate a lot, and sometime what she ruminate stay in a part. She put in a part and she say, okay, we think about this later, and she put away. It's okay.
Remuginate. Do you know remuginate? I don't think it's in English though.
It's not remuginate in English. Yeah.
It's maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's
I found remuginate.
overthinking, you know.
Okay. Okay.
When you're stuck with your own thoughts, you know, when you're thinking over the same issues.
Yeah.
Rejuvenate. Oh no.
No, I don't know. Remuginate.
Okay. Okay, I'll check later. And then there is the metal. The metal is here. There is right taking form. What's mean? The metal. It's when it's a crystallization of a mineral. So it's give a structure to a things, okay? And this, you can see this in the human too, because it's the skeletal structure, and it's the body, it's the form, the structure of the body. If, for example, a person which have a long, how you say barba, the long beard, how you say?
Beard.
Yes, sometimes
Long beard.
Yes, want to don't you say nascondere.
Shave.
Hide.
The face. And a problem with the metal, so with the form, it's a fat person or too small people. You say, for example, anorexic person.
Anorexic. Yeah, anorexic.
And then, of course, it's expressed in the skin because it's you say, I don't remember in Italian, sorry. The PC, it's our defense. Sorry, because the skin defend the body and delimitate the body within all the universe. And then the last one is the water. The water, we can see that here we see it's an ocean, but the ocean, it's very old. So the water has the memory of the world, because the ocean burn with the university. Is okay? And in fact, in the human, it's the deep memory, because the water remember all, because it's in the world from the start. Then it's the reserve of energy, because the kidney has the Jing, which is the reserve of the energy of the body. Okay. We'll see before, before the generations cycle. And we saw that it's called mommy and son because each element nourish the other one, like a mommy nourish the son. But there is another cycle, and here we can understand now what means before the wood, and when we spoke about the wood and the metal in the spring and the autumn, because there is a join between the metal and the wood, okay? And this is the law, because in this picture we can see that there is a rule which is called grandparents, sorry, and nephew, where each element control not the son, but the nephew. Okay? So the wood with the grow control the earth. The earth with the argin control the water. The water control the fire, of course. And the fire control the metal. Why? Because it can, you say, sciogliere, the fire
Melts.
melts and
The fire melts the metal.
yes, and give to the metal a new shape. The metal can cut the wood because the metal cut the wood. Is okay? So this is this kind of rules where each element control not the one after, but the nephew. And this is important because if we have a problem to the heart, because we have a problem to the stomach, we have a problem to the spleen, maybe we can go to see what happened to the wood, okay? And not only to the fire. It's okay? And the same for the metal. If we have problem to the metal, maybe we can go to see what happened to the wood. Okay?
And then from the wood, you have to check what's with the metal. You can go also from the earth to the wood to the metal.
Sorry?
For the origin of the issue. And then from the fire, yeah. So it's like a cycle.
Okay. For example, if you have too much fire, okay, it's possible that you have not enough water to control the fire. Is okay?
Yeah.
But if you have too much fire, maybe you can have some problem to the metal, to the lamp. Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I just wondered if you can go, if we need to go further than only one element.
Yeah. So, for example, in the generating cycle, the water generates wood. But if the water is weak, the water won't be nourishing with the wood properly. So the wood would not control enough the earth. So the earth may be overwhelming the water again. You understand? It can be different possibilities, you know?
Yeah. It's not, it can be the one or the other one. It's different. It's okay?
Yeah.
It's just,
Because
you have to give the interpretation, because maybe if the generation cycle goes wrong, then the controlling cycle maybe go wrong as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
Yeah.
because if we go in the other one, for example, I try to go if I can. Oh, sorry, it's very slow. We arrive. Okay. Okay, if we look at this one, maybe you can have some problem to the fire because the wood doesn't give nourish to the fire. The fire is the heart. The wood is the liver. The liver controls the blood. Okay. If there is, for example, not enough fire, maybe you have a problem to the heart because the heart doesn't receive the nourish from his mommy. Okay? So this is another way to see the element. Is okay? Okay. In the truth, there are 5 cycle, but I think that 2 are enough because they are very difficult. It's very difficult to understand this cycle. Okay. In fact, here there is what I say: wood, heart, the roots penetrate the soil, the heart absorbs the water, and so. If you read this one, you understand maybe better what I say before. Okay. And then I want to speak a little bit about the rebellion cycle, which is called Wu, and it's the opposite of the key cycle of this one. Okay, it's the opposite because the earth rebel to the wood. So the nephew rebel to the grandparents. It's a it's a pathologic condition in which element that should be controlled in the cycle because each element controls the other one. Okay, so the mommy controls the son, but the grandfather controls the nephew. Is okay? In this cycle, it's a pathologic condition where the nephew it's rebel to the grandfather and attack. It's opposite cycle. Okay. Okay. Now we start with each element. It's important to understand to see which are the characteristics of each element. We start with the wood. In the wood, we say that there is the liver, a gallbladder. Okay, the main function. Allora, they regulate, you say before, they regulate the flow of the chi and the blood. It's important, the liver, because the liver take all the blood of the body and he gives the blood when it is necessary. Okay? If he has some problem, he can gives the right quantity of energy and blood to the other organs. So the liver is very important. Is okay? Then, okay, we just speak about the cycle. And then there is some condition where there is an excess of wood, so too much wood, and the person has instability and H, digestive disorder. Why? Because we saw before that the wood control the heart, but if it is too much, it's invaded the stomach. So we have the burn in the stomach. It's okay. It's too much energy of the liver in the stomach. Okay. But if it's not enough, we say before that he give the right quantity of the blood to the body, but particularly to the muscle and the ligament. So if it's not enough, we have, for example, problem to the muscle. We have, you say cramps, crampi, come li chiami? Cramps. Okay, cramps. Okay, but we have menstrual problems. If the problem of the menstrual are caused by the liver, you have problem in the before the menstrual, and the blood of menstrual blood are very dark and sometimes no fluid. If you have a problem to the liver, sorry, to the second period of the menstrual, after the start to the first period, okay, before it's the liver, after the first or second day you have a problem, it's a problem of the spleen, and usually the blood is I say clean and fluid. Sometimes you can have hemorrhage. Okay. The movement is the expansion because it's the when you want to go to you say uscire, to go out from the heart, the
Row.
yeah. Okay, the emotion is anger, of course, because it's the liver. Okay, but it can be the frustration, and I can't read this one because the liver decide gave the plan for the future. So if the liver doesn't work, you don't have plan for the future. Then okay, tendon muscle. Okay, the sense organ is the ace, yeah, but not how I can see, or it's if they are dry or not dry. If the liver is responsible of the humid of the eyes. Okay. Okay. Another important things is the voice, because the voice of the liver is shouting when it's not in balance. Okay, then here there is right. Sorry. Okay, the Shen. We speak about the Shen later, maybe the next week, but we start to see that each organ has is Shen. Shen means you can say the Shen, the spirit, okay, and the spirit of the liver is the Un. The Un, we can see in the truth is not only one, but they are three, because they represent the present, the past, and the future. Because it's important to plan for planning. So you have a good vision of the past, of the present, of the future, if you want to planning something. Okay, and the Un are very young spirits, the most young spirits, and okay, and they will solve other thing later. Okay, then there is the fire. In the fire there is the heart and the small intestine. It governs, of course, the blood and the vessel and the conscience. What means this? Because the heart, it's important because everything that come inside become mine when arrive to the heart. Okay, and in the heart there is the Shen. It's the principal Shen, and it's called the Shen of the heart to differentiate it from the generally Shen. Okay, it's called small Shen, usually small Shen. Okay, we saw this before. Okay, here we can read, for example, if there is an excess of fire, and we can see insomnia. Why? Anxiety, palpitation, and irritability. Because we read before that the heart governs the blood. The blood, it's a very in substance. It's very in. It's in respect to the Shen. The Shen is very young. It's very, you say, flutuante. And the Shen needs something.
Fluctuating.
Sorry? Flatting. Okay. He needs a rope which take him attached to the body. Okay? Because if nothing keep him attached, he fly away. Because it's too young, it's very floating. Is okay? So he need a young substance. And this young, in substance. And this in substance is the blood. So if we are not in relax, our Shen, it's not, our blood is not in balance. So he has, we say, if you are not in balance, you don't want to sleep, because if I sleep, it's possible that I lose my Shen. So the body was saying, I don't want to lose my Shen, so I don't sleep. Is okay what I say? Is okay or not? It's okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
In fact, the people which are crazy, they speak a lot, because they speak not very well, because the heart control the word, but not if I speak or not, how many voice I have, but if I can do a good phrase or not. And they speak a lot, but not very well. They say something which don't have any, they are without sense, and they doesn't sleep because his heart is not good, so its blood is not good, and he can't take the Shen in the body, attached to the body, and the Shen go away, so they are not, they are crazy. Okay. The color, of course, is the red, and the emotion is the joy. If it's the heart is not in balance, it's too much joy. The person which which is happy but too much happy. They smile too much. They are too too much. Okay. In fact, the voice it's louder. Okay, the heart. Okay,
Is the voice like because there was laughter,
too much.
or is it louder?
Yes.
Okay. Because on the slide stands laughter. Maybe that she's laughing a lot while
Yeah,
the
but too
person is
much.
talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, when someone laughs all the time and is out of context,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, no sense.
say, "Oh, well, my dog just got run over." The stupid
Mhm.
example,
Yeah.
Sometimes you realize people, there's something not quite right with that person, because always
They're hiding.
laughing.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, well, whatever. It's a psychic disorder.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we say the Shen get uprooted. It's not rooted. The Shen gets out higher. So it's like your soul is not rooted in and it's just creating problem.
Okay. Then there is the heart. Put here. Okay. Okay. In the heart, we have the spleen and the stomach. We saw before that the stomach, sorry, make the first choose, and the spleen transform the food. Okay, so this is the first important function. Then the spleen catch from the food the fluid, and of course produce the chi, and then they are important because they produce the blood. If we go to see for example, the excess of the spleen, it's important for the body because give not for the muscle but for all the how you say the la carne. How you call carne? Meat of the body. It's responsible of the meat of the body. So
The muscle.
yes, but not
The
only the
red.
muscle. Yeah, but the muscle not like a movement, but like
Yeah. The quality, the form, and the structure, and the quality of the muscle.
of the muscle. Okay. If it's in excess, of course, we have fatigue, and particular, we have the slow digestion. Okay. In the deficit, we have not loss of appetite, and this is not true diarrhea, because diarrhea you can have in different, not only with the deficient of the heart, but it's okay. we see before that the heart is always in the middle, and it's join all the other element. Okay. In fact, we start to see the test. It's the sweet, and the sweet join all the other tests, and the okay. Sorry. In fact, say that the spleen join all the organ. It's important, the spleen, because is chi go up, so it permit to the chi of the spleen permit to all the organ to stay in its place. If the chi of the spleen is not too much, you can have the prolapse of the organ, because the spleen push up the chi. Okay? Because when you eat, you transform the food, and you put from the food you make the chi, and the chi go up in the body. Okay? The voice is singing, because it's join all the other sound. It's a good sound. Okay? It's circular sound. Okay, the shan, it's the E. We saw later. Okay, then we have the metal. This is interesting, because if we look the ideogram of the metal, we can see that there is you say a pepita, a piece of gold, because it's mean that is some precious things that you can change. Because what do the metal? There is the loud. The loud make the change when there is the breath, the air change from outside to inside. And there is these two things that I think they are very important, because there is right, everything that enter shape you, everything that live transform you. In the metal there is the lung make inside the things, and then there is the large intestine that make outside the things. Okay, if you don't throw all the things, you can't receive all the things from the world. Okay, then the lung is important, because it's the first organ which which is important for the breath. Without breath we can't live. But it's nice to see these things, because the respiration function of the lung is helping by the kidney, because the kidney help to the lung to keep down the chi which arrived from the universe, from out the air. And the Chinese people, all Chinese people say that the life begins with the first inhalation, which make from the kidney, but end with an exhalation, the last one, which is the lung. Okay? Then Okay, the main function, of course, is the respiration, the fluid regulation, and the immune defense. In fact, we speak about, we saw before, sorry, that it command the skin. So the first defense. Okay, clinic imbalance here. If we have an excess of metal, we have a dry cold, frequent cold, sadness, deficit, short breath, work, depression, and depression. Because if you remember, the metal start to put everything inside. And when there is a person which has a problem with the depression, usually is a person that in the morning, because do you remember the metal and the hood are joined with the cycle that we saw before. What happened? In the morning, he doesn't wake up because he doesn't has the energy in the morning, in the period of the wood, to wake up. Okay. Okay. And we say the movement and the contraction. And recently, a doctor said that a person which has a problem with the metal, but particularly with the shine of the metal, which called Po, is a person, for example, which is full of tattoos, because he want not, you say nascondere, he want to
hide.
Hide his body.
He wants to hide his body.
Yeah, but a fat person is the same. So when you have a problem with the metal, you don't want to mostrare, to show you to the person.
You don't want to show your body to other people.
To other people, yeah. The tissue is the skin and the body hair, yes. And okay, the voice sound is crying. When you see people that when speak, it's the same that is crying. This has problem to the metal. Then there is the Po. Okay, we saw before the Un, and I told you that they are free Un. They are very young, they are very fast. In fact, the Un are responsible of the dream. You dream with the Un because they can see the future. Okay. Then there is the most in Shen, which is the Po. The Po are 7 because 7 are the number of the direction. 7 are the stars of the polar stars. And the Po is so material that it's the final one that leave the body after the death. And in fact, in the ideogram of the Po, there is the white, the color white, which is joined to the ossa, to the skeleton. It's the color of
bones.
the bone. Sorry, okay. Yeah, it's tired. I'm tired now. Okay, it's the color of the bones. and there is in the paw. In the paw, in the ideogram, it's funny, the ideogram of the paw, there is the how you say il fantasma, oh, I don't remember, fantasma, come si dice?
Ghost.
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 Sorry, I'm really tired now. And there is
Let's have a little break in a moment.
okay. There is the ghost because people say that if you don't leave a person which is died, if you don't leave to go away, the
Don't let them go. If you don't let them go, if you keep them there, if you have attachment.
yeah, the post stay and there is the ghost.
So yeah, this shen of the lung stays in the place, and then you have manifestation of ghosts.
Yeah, and the Po is the first shan which arrived in the body after when the jing of the after the
After the jing, after
after
the
the
jinging plants, after conception. After
exactly.
conception, just after conception, we have the gene coming, and then the first shen that comes in is the Po.
Yes, it's the first, and he give us the instruction how to live in the world because when you burn, you know the baby know that he has to eat, but nobody say him. Now you have to go to eat. The po touch say him this because he remember what happened.
Sorry, but Renzo, can you mute? Sorry.
So can
Sorry?
you mute?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Let's have a little break.
Okay.
5 minutes break, and then we do the last final rush. If you have any questions, anyway, you're gonna have all your notes, so then there's plenty of stuff to read and to recap and to study. There is a lot of information.
Yeah, for me it's all new.
Of course, I mean,
No, I got like
I
introduction
mean,
also the first level, but yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, it's
yes,
just
I
about
mean,
repeating what is
you
what.
know,
What.
yeah. It takes some time, just read and then try
Yeah,
to
and then it
let it
also makes
settle in,
all
and then
more
read,
sense.
read
It's
some
not
more, and then
easy.
we will talk about it, and then we go over it again, because it needs some time to digest and to understand, because it is
Mhm.
simple, but at the same time it's confusing,
Mhm.
because all these notions and all this way of seeing things, which is very alien to us, very different. And I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, but I remember when I did my training, in the late 80s. I mean, we didn't have all this. I remember traditional Chinese medicine. We did one weekend with an American woman because I was in London. With an American woman, and she was quite crazy. I think she had, this heart imbalance. She had an imbalance in the Shan. She was always laughing, and no one understood anything. We did one full weekend of traditional Chinese medicine, and no one understood anything. And that's all we did. Yeah. So what we are presenting you, although maybe there is some kind of language and communication problems, sometimes, some of the words get distorted, but I want Sabrina to do it because then she can learn more, but also it's because she did all this by herself.
Wow.
So I think it is right that she presents it.
Yeah, but I can follow. Most of the time, sometimes I'm just like thinking still about something previous, but that's just normal me.
Yeah, but
Uh,
then you have your notes. You got
yeah,
the PDF. We
yeah,
sent you the
yeah,
PDF. So you have your notes, and then you have a lot of stuff there. I tell you.
yeah. But it's very
And
clear. I mean, I can really like follow when I'm, listening, but sometimes I zone
Yeah.
out on another
But
topic.
it's not important that you know all the things. You can start to read and then to understand something. Then you can
Mhm.
decide what you want to use. You can use
Yeah.
something or not. It's not important. But I think that more things you know, it's more easy to understand who you have in front and what you
Yeah.
do.
And also for myself to analyze myself, in a different way
Yeah,
with this, yeah.
yeah.
That a
and it's
different way of interpreting the problems.
yeah, tell you, I mean, don't have to feel overwhelmed. Just take it easy and let you all guys just let it
Thinking.
settle. But then
Mm-hmm.
it becomes very interesting because you start to observe people. When you
Yeah.
talk to people, when you
Yeah.
meet people, when you
For
meet the
example,
people
if you
around,
have a very
and you
fast
start, oh
person,
wow,
yeah,
that's like,
yeah,
so pale, must have metal imbalance. So look at that guy, it's just blood, it's just really red, and his nose is really red, that's a blood stagnation, just
Mm-hmm.
start to observe all these people, and you can't avoid not doing it, you understand,
I
and
know.
then you start to practice, even if you don't want to, you start to, practice, looking diagnosing, for example, or the voice, you hear someone talking and it has a particular type of voice,
Yeah.
and you think, oh wow, that's really like, like I've been told,
Uh, uh,
but I
for
but I
example,
was thinking, during the presentation that, really when I did my 3 years, training, we never got all this, and I studied by myself.
yeah,
I studied by myself and also with other teachers slowly, doing this and that, bits and pieces, I never got this wow quantity of information,
You're lucky.
It was very,
I don't
yeah,
know.
it was very basic.
Yeah. No, but it's
Knew a
interesting.
little
If
bit,
you
I
start
just
to
knew a little bit
understand, it's becoming
about
interesting.
yin and yang, and I knew a little bit about, not much about the five elements sequence, but that was about it.
But you can probably also go deeper and deeper and deeper. There's probably no limit to how deep you can go.
No limit, there is a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, a lot of literature, really. But the good thing, I mean, also, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you don't need to really go so deep to practice shiatsu. What is
Yeah.
great about shiatsu, after all, it's quite immediate, simple, and effective. So
Yeah.
if
I
you give a
also
good
think.
pressure, if you give a good pressure, I mean, that's 80% of the treatment. The rest is just some theory,
Yeah, I also think when you have a patient that probably the patient will trigger your interest and then you will research, like
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah,
then you
absolutely.
learn from the patient through helping them and yeah.
Yeah. You get someone with a particular problem, and then you treat them, and then you're going, okay, for the next time, I want to prepare myself,
Yeah.
You go and do a little research, like what points can I use, what about this, what about that,
Hmm. Yeah.
and next time the person comes and you're being more like tuned in into that particular issue, No, I mean, it becomes very, very interesting, It's very kind of life-changing
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
experience.
really excited for yeah. to do it as a profession.
Mhm.
And then also because you can combine it, because when you have all this theory, you can also do acupuncture or other types of
Yeah.
massages, so you can like include in variations. So yeah.
Oh yeah. We had this student from Israel, very young, I think younger than you. She was when she came to Spain to do. She actually didn't do the shiatsu with us. She did yoga therapy, but because we were doing some shiatsu, she fell in love with shiatsu. So she enrolled in a school, in a college in Tel Aviv, I think. And then she went on and she studied acupuncture, and she's in China now.
Oh,
I saw she's posting stuff on, because we're friends on Facebook. She's in China.
and permanently
She's been,
for she's working now in China.
I think she just with the school, because she studied acupuncture with the school that
Ah, okay, okay,
have
okay.
a,
Cool.
like, a little practice for maybe in a clinic or something, in China. So, it opens up different avenues,
Yes.
But, even just with the
Yeah,
shiatsu,
you
you have a
also
lot of,
can do it everywhere. You just need your hands and I mean a good setting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like my friend, like in Athens, like she went to Peru. She was staying, in the Andes. She was saying, "Oh, amazing! There is this village with all these people from all over the world, and everyone is doing stuff, She says it's like, a healing place, So there's a lot of healers and yoga people and this, saying, I was doing a lot of treatments every day, a lot of the shiatsu treatments.
Oh.
And now she's going back. She's going back to Peru, So
I would
you
like to
see,
do
it's
that
like
as well.
it change.
When
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, it changes
Mhm.
things. I mean, you can
It
always.
opens doors, the gates.
Yeah. Ok, let's just. Quanto c'hai ancora? C'hai tanto?
Ah, come volete, sì, se vuoi sì.
Ma finiamo. Let's finish in a good place. Finiamo in un punto giusto per finire, no?
Ok, allora ci sono ancora gli elementi, vabbè, li abbiamo finiti, cioè solo più l'acqua. E poi inizio col C. Si può
Finiamo l'acqua
iniziare
e
a
poi
parlare un
andiamo a
attimo dei...
letto.
Sì, se vuoi
So we do
possiamo...
the water element. We do the water element and then we call it a day. I think it's already 9:10, and we
For
call
me
it a
is
day.
ok. E poi
Yeah, let's do
iniziamo
the
col
water.
C la prossima volta. Ok?
Yes. Yes.
Ok. Allora, facciamo condividi. Ah no, ho sbagliato. Ok, is okay? Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is no, this is auto. Water. Okay, the last one. We just see that in the water there is the kidney and the bladder. And the kidney are very, very important because they conserve the jing. The jing is one of the three treasures which are important because they make it's one of the element which can give the life a man. And the kidney support the growth because they are responsible of the cycle of the jing. The cycle of the jing are relative to the growth with they are divided for the man in 8 years every 8 years there is a change in a man. In the first years is a child, then he starts at 8 years old to lose the teeth, then 16 years old it's become a man, okay? And so for the woman, the cycle is of 7 years. At 7 years, the girl lose the teeth. 14 years, she's become a young woman, and so it's important for the development and the reproduction. Here we have again the excess of the water. The water, remember, it's in, so it's cold if we have too much. Edema, because it's water. And fear. Why fear? Fear because the spirit, the shen of the kidney is the Z, which give you the force to affront the life. If you don't have this force, you can't affront the problem. I do you an example. The part of the body relative to the kidney are the knee. During the period of the COVID, a lot of old people had problem to the knee because they had fear. Okay?
The knee joint.
The knee,
Yeah.
the knee. Huh?
Knee, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of number of people, old people, had this problem during the COVID. And the kidney, you can see if the kidney is okay or not, but not the kidney, the energy of the kidney are okay, in balance or not. If you look at the hair of the person, because when the jing and the kidney are not enough, the color of the hair become white. When you are young, you have a very strong kidney, you have a very strong jing, you have much jing, so your hair has the right color. When you start to become old, the jing is not so much, it's less, and the hair starts to become white. Of course, you have problem to the urinary because there is the bladder. Okay. The taste in this case is salty because the water. The sense of organ is the ear, because the ear is the one sense which is more inside respect to the other one, because the kidney are the element, the energy of the element, it's inside. And the voice sound this morning, I don't know what is in the true morning. It's very.
Morning is when someone goes,
Yes,
okay,
cantilenante, però non l'ho trovato e quindi
also can be groaning, like the voice, like this, like Like I'm very tired, like this.
Uh,
Cavernous,
and then
cavernous voice.
and then we saw before the Shan. It's the okay. Some people read this J. Otherwise, Z. I don't know. Maybe J, but I'm not sure.
Usually say Xi. I mean, I don't know about the pronunciation. I usually say Xi.
Yeah, someone is Z or J, and he is responsible to give you the. You say in Italy, o combatto o me la batto. So, or I fit or I throw away. So it's very important because you it's important that you can understand when it's the moment to fighting or to leave and go away.
It's a fight or flight. Fight
Fight or flight.
or
Okay.
flight.
Yeah. And this is the Shan or the Z or J. I don't know.
It's very, very interesting because it's like very, very much related to willpower and determination.
Yeah.
When you have a weakness of the key, people start something and they give up. They never come
Yeah,
to
yeah. They
accomplish to fulfill the project they were set on to do because they lack determination and they lack
yes,
willpower. Yeah.
and they don't understand which is
Maybe
the
because the energy, maybe the energy of the wood, the liver, it's okay because it's creative and it kind of, you say, oh, I love to do this. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. But then you start your journey, and then you slowly slow down and you give up because you lack the strength, the roots of the energy of the kidney to support you all the way to the end.
okay.
Yeah.
I think it's enough.
Oh,
Okay, the free treasures later.
what a rich second lesson.
Okay, then
Okay, so unless you have any other questions, I think we can stop here. And I think you have the notes. I mean, they have these notes, yeah? C'hanno queste tavole, giusto?
no, I signed later because I prefer to send every time what
Okay,
we do.
so we'll send you the PDF so you have all the
Yeah.
material. You can collect everything, in a folder, and then you have your material for studying. And we'll meet here on the same location next week at the same time.
Bye.
Super.
Ciao,
Namaste.
ciao. Have a good night.
Calimero. Ano?
Kalispera.
Arigato.
Kalinikta.
Kalinishta.
Ah,
Kalinishta.
yeah.
Oyaskirtai. Kalinikta.
Ciao.
Good night.
Thank
Bye.
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Bye
Bye. Good
bye.
evening.
Oh.
Oh, com'è?
Mm.
Com'è andata? Tutto bene?
Lo sai che non mi ha registrato?
Come
A un
no?
certo punto
Registrazione in corso.
eh, allora chiudi la registrazione, chiudila tu.